Can you see? I got goosebumps. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to the video village. This marks the final REN video of the year. Wow, it's been quite a journey. I've covered quite a few of REN's videos this year and also last year too, and it's really been so enjoyable to discover all of the work that he's done and really kind of get into all of the references and like all of the work, and also having looked at some of his older stuff recently. For Halloween, for example, I looked at Children of the Moon, which was so fun to see where they started. And now I wanted to go take a look at one that I haven't checked out yet, and a lot of you recommended it. It's called The Flame of Prometheus, and I think I remember people saying that it's like a short film. Either way, a new one's coming out very soon. I think tomorrow. I'm recording this on November 27th. I am actually moving next week into a new apartment in the Netherlands, so I won't have the time to record a new video probably before the end of the year. So I just wanted to make sure I get in just one more, and we are prepped and ready to go take a look at the new one early next year. So very stoked to go see what this is. Either way, in case you are new here, you haven't really been with me for any of the other videos yet. My name is Manon. I'm a filmmaker and I mostly work in like horror and science fiction. I also am building a new production company here in the Netherlands now that I've returned. So I'm very busy working with other filmmakers, and currently also like networking a lot, because I only ever worked in the US before. So even though I am Dutch, I don't really know anyone. Well, now I do, but I didn't really know anyone in the Dutch film industry at all. So it's been a really fun and interesting journey, and I talk about that quite a bit on my Patreon actually. So if you're interested in my journey and some of my other, like the work that I do, you can find some of that there, including a sneak preview of the short film that we're gonna be dropping in January. Some time ago, I filmed a short film in New York City with a friend of mine. We did everything ourselves, and you REN lovers will probably appreciate how scrappy and crafty it is while still telling a good story. I think you'll like it, so please keep an eye out. It's called Radiant Choice, and it's coming very soon, mid-January, so keep an eye out. But let's stop rambling and let's start taking a look at The Flame of Prometheus, because if this is like any of his other videos, I'm going to have a lot to say. So get yourself a cup of tea, strap yourself in, and let's enjoy the ride.
Have you ever heard the story of Prometheus? Let me start somewhere near the end. After the Great Collapse, the sick were rounded up like rabid stray dogs. Those who were strong enough were put to work in subterranean farms. First, they would be stripped of all dignity afforded to a human. Then, their bodies would be decontaminated and purged of the stench from the surface. In order to create an effective cog, you must first bleed out of all autonomy and free will. He or she must stop being human and become a limb. Those who were deemed too sick for work were discarded. To keep them alive would only further drain the earth of vital resources. It was a kindness to let them die. For years, this is how the program would run. But, like many systems that came before it, it was at the mercy of chaos theory. Chaos theory is often misunderstood. It is an oxymoron, a determined element of chaos, one that can send a whole system spiraling into mayhem. was a prophecy.
Ooh. Can you see? I got goosebumps. I mean, it's a little cold here, but not that cold. That's so cool. First of all, I am a huge science fiction fan, and I am loving all of this. Also, can you tell me in the comments if this was filmed around the same time as the Slaughterhouse video? Because this looks very similar. The location, the costumes, some of the lighting, some of the choreography, and how the people are positioned with the lights as well. So I'd be curious to know. Let me know. Let's go take a look. I wanted to break it up around here. This felt like a natural break point. So let's go back, because this is very cool. I haven't heard REN yet, which I'm not sure if we will, but I do like the story that we're hearing. Obviously kind of follows along some of the themes that, he talks about a lot, which is health and mental health. I will say a lot of it was very dark, and I'm surrounded by pretty strong lights, so some of it was a little bit hard to see from you, especially here at the opening. But this is sort of our external, and it feels very dystopian, very sort of, I got a strong Matrix vibe as well. We open on this sort of like factory space, like it felt like it was filmed in the same space as the Slaughterhouse video. So for me, that was immediately sparked. But then also, like, it's immediately revealed that it's 2084, which I'm sure is not a coincidence that it's a reference to 1984. Really, really like that. And the music, I love that 80s sci-fi kind of style anyway. So this was really fun. Really beautiful lighting. I love the smoke machine with the bright lights. There's a light behind this guy, and then the guy is holding this flashlight, which is really looking really beautiful. Very sort of gray toned, really contrasty, by the way, and really great color grading in post, It's almost completely desaturated except for the red. This is also a great shot. The washing, like this does feel like, dystopian prison type thing. That cannot have been pleasant. So they get these costumes, which also say SI, sick boy. I really like these shots. They're very nice. Oh, and this one, for example, it's so dark. It's so hard to see what's even there. But then it's revealed that these are like a tagging thing. It's almost like, it's kind of like a slaughterhouse. Honestly, it's like these prisoners are the cattle that are being marked. And the reason why it also reminded me of the Matrix a little bit was because, do you remember in the Matrix that they have these round things in the back of their neck? It's like we don't ever really see, if I remember correctly, how those are placed there, because that's where they get connected into the Matrix, right? And so I was thinking, is that, referencing sort of that moment that we've never seen, that, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking it, but that's what it reminded me of anyway. Very cool. And I love this light thing that they crafted here, because that's a prop. Someone has actually made that to have the red light, and there's like a sort of metal case around it. Anyway, good work in the props department. It looks really cool. And then we have these shots where the lighting is just really, really harsh on the subject here, and these guards, I guess, are just outlines. It's just the reflections on their helmets, which looks so menacing. Really, really cool. And that's also such a staple for 80s and early 90s science fiction. By the way, it's like this dystopian sci-fi that deals specifically with punishment and justice. At the time, they were still very much thinking about, those... I'm going to get a little bit theoretical here, because this is where I really, really nerd out. I haven't ever told you this, but I actually graduated... I did a master's in global criminology, but surprise, surprise, as you know by now, I really love movies. So my thesis was actually on dystopian science fiction film and how we can learn from them about crime, punishment, and the justice system, and specifically recommending policymakers to watch more of them, because they often don't really have the imagination to really sort of see what the potential impact of these policies might be down the line. Anyway, long story short, I have seen probably every dystopian sci-fi film for that thesis between like the 1970s and 2012, because that's when I graduated. So all those films, I love them, and I can see many, many, many references here that I'm really enjoying. So very cool. Oh, and here was another reference that isn't necessarily dystopian sci-fi, but the way that they're killing the cattle, again, like it is very much referencing slaughterhouse and cattle because of how they're killing them. First of all, it's reminding me of that Coen Brothers film with Javier Bardem. Yes, No Country for Old Men, where the serial killer also carried around one of these pressure guns, right? And that is actually borrowed from how cattle is actually killed, for as far as I understand, is they're shot with these pressure guns. So quite grim, but very effective here. And this is sort of that lighting that I meant, and the choreography, it's the stark light with these long shadows. So the light would have sat pretty low to create those types of shadows. Very cool. Let's watch the rest, and I'll get back to you and talk a little bit more.
Prophecy. It told of a genetic anomaly, a human girl whose DNA harbored immunity to the virus, a blueprint for the future. For decades, the humans searched, setting up a global infrastructure of testing facilities in vain. With time, the candle of hope burned down to a blackened wick. Whispers of the prophecy could still be caught traveling on the wind between members of the sick. Rivaling factions saw it as nothing but a dying superstition. Others clung to it like an amulet of hope. The rich and the elite, of course, used it as a method of control.
Ooh.
Desperation is a powerful drug. Above fear, above loyalty to the party, the Dominion understood this and used it to their advantage. If you strip man of his basic needs, with enough time, he becomes a beast. Without shame and without morality, primal. How ironic that the creations and brilliance of man should reduce him to his primal state. I guess with time, everything returns to source. While it was still part of protocol to test every subject for immunity to the virus, the outcome was predictable. There was no suspense. Any hope that testing would bear fruit died years ago. That is until we introduce chaos theory.
That's it. Blair Witch. Nice. Man, that's incredible. What artist is making sort of musical narrative short films? I mean, okay, so do we even call it that? Is it a short film? I guess it is, but it's not a music video, which at the same time, yes, it is. I always have a hard time like qualifying this because, spoiler alert, the one that I am going to be releasing soon is sort of like a narrative music video as well, or a short film set to music. So how do you categorize it? Either way, my point being, who does that? I think that's so incredibly cool. Ren is such a storyteller. It's truly amazing, and you can tell that it doesn't just apply to his music, but it also applies to, just like storyteller in a broader sense. Yeah, I'm just absolutely in love with this. Oh, so I see this is basically a short film that he made for his merch launch. That's incredible. So that's what people are doing nowadays, huh? Okay, well, good for him. Good for him. Well, I'm super impressed. This was very, very, very cool. So let's go back and look at it a little bit more. Because again, this looks like it was probably dropped around the same time as Slaughterhouse then, because it feels like, yeah. Okay, so that's what I wanted to check, if REN did actually direct it. So he was still there. He wrote the script, apparently, and he directed it with Sean Edwards, a co-director. This is probably in the time that he was in Canada, because this is a Canadian guy. That makes sense. So this is basically where we left off. This is where we're introduced to this woman who is sort of like the divergent character. She's special. She is the one who's immune to a virus, I think, if I understood it correctly, because I could follow, but I was like trying to focus on so many things at once. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to also, listen carefully too in my initial reaction. She's clearly a professional actor. Yeah, I love this. Oh, this is the prop that I was talking about. So great work on that. I think it looks really sick. And here they're on those vacuum beds, like they have a whole bunch of them. Again, it also sort of, and here you see the merch really nicely. It is really, really cool what he launched. So here you can really see quite clearly the cattle reference. Again, I feel like this is how they're, in the supermarket, they're in their little packets of plastic, and people being treated like cattle here. Oh, and then these two characters are revealed, which I'm not sure if we saw these before. I feel like we did, maybe. But I really love the look of these. Look at these two. It's so cool. Absolutely love this very, very saturated deep red. And then with the crowns, it feels very Christian. It also it gives it a little bit of Statue of Liberty, so you can interpret it multiple ways, but this is, either they're the farm owners, and either way, it feels like this too references that topic that, REN does talk about a lot, which is greed and inequality. Really love this. And this, obviously, the next time we see this shot, we've seen this with Slaughterhouse, where it's REN in this chair. It has to be that this was filmed around the same time. I won't believe otherwise. Love the look of this. This must have been some VFX in post. That is obviously not what an old machine like this looks like. So you can tell that there was some VFX going on. Yeah, so we have all of these great shots. Absolutely, absolutely adore this. This is the ending of the video where she's placed into an isolation cell. And I said, Blair Witch, because this moment feels so clearly like a Blair Witch Project reference. Very cool. Absolutely love this. I think it's such a smart way to launch a merch line. It definitely shows how creative he is and how intentional and smart he is about all of his endeavors. Anyway, it's so cohesive too. It's very smart to link it to a different video too. So just wanted to quickly look when Slaughterhouse came out, because it must have been after this. Yeah, so sort of around the same time they were dropped. Oh, and you see it's REN featuring Kit, and I saw that on this video the vocals had been done by Kit as well. So it's just a bigger collaboration. Yeah, it's got the same director, Sean Edwards, co-director, except the DPs are now Sean Edwards and James Barry also directed on Slaughterhouse. So a little bit of a different team, but it's done in the same place at the same time. And they probably did that over the course of a couple days, which is such smart use of your resources as well. It's if you're going to have a whole team out there anyway, it's you might as well just use the set and what you have for a different project as well. And I think that's just brilliant. It just shows that he is very business-minded as well. which, you know, comes to no surprise. Either way, before I ramble on too long, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, especially if you love Ren. Let me know which video you think I should take a look at next. It should probably be Sick Boy episode 2, no? But if there's anything else I should be taking a look at, let me know. Oh, and what are you doing for the holidays? I hope you're gonna have a great one. I have a couple more videos coming before the end of the year, but just wanted to wish you a very nice and warm holiday season. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. Give the video a like so we can reach more people. Check me out on Patreon. Or if you enjoyed this video, you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi, and I would really appreciate it. All right, stay warm, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.
Desperation is a powerful drug. Above fear, above loyalty to the party, the Dominion understood this and used it to their advantage.